here. Welcome to the very first Halloween tutorial for the 2015 season, and I am super excited to show you guys how you can channel your very own Katy Perry spirit animal, as you see here. This is one of the many costumes she wore to the Super Bowl, and I was watching the Super Bowl and absolutely dying from inspiration. I absolutely love her and her incredible costume designer. So since that day, I decided that I was going to recreate this costume. And just to clear it up, she was not supposed to be one of the girls working at the mall at Hot Dog on a Stick. She is actually supposed to be a beach ball. So this is her channeling her inner beach ball. But people got super confused, and then all these crazy memes were floating around out online about her working at the mall and stuff like that, which was super hilarious. And another thing I wanted to incorporate into the costume are the little sharkies, so people don't get you confused with the girl working at the mall, so they know that you are Katy Perry. And if you guys haven't seen the Super Bowl performance, I suggest you go watch it. You can just type Katy Perry Super Bowl performance or left sharky. This little left sharky was also made for some hilarious memes as well. She had these two like sharks dancing next to her, which was super freaking hilarious. But yes, I'm gonna show you how to create the costume, the top, and the skirt as well. But I highly recommend that you go thrifting for all of your items to purchase the top and the skirt too. It's very hard to find a plain white skirt, so I recommend hitting up the thrift shops for that. Specifically, I found a ton, and this one happened to work really well with what I was going for. So overall, the costume's very inexpensive to create. It does take a little bit of time, so give yourself a day or two to put it together. So yeah, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. You need the following materials for this tutorial: some blue, yellow, and red felt, which you could purchase at Joann's Fabric, some 1.5 inch blue ribbon, some scissors, rhinestones, which I found at Michael's, also some fabric glue, this is completely optional, a needle and a thread, and some sewing pins. You're going to need these later, 2 craft sticks, measuring tape, some hot glue, and plenty of glue sticks. You can opt to use some fabric hot glue as well, and a nice white top. I purchased this at the thrift store, and of course a white skirt, which I also got at the thrift store as well. So the first thing we're going to be working on is our skirt. As you can see, the skirt she was wearing, there's a pattern of red, white, yellow, white, and blue. And I'm going to take my measuring tape and I'm going to measure all the way down and across to get a sense of how thick I want my strips to be. I went ahead and I measured 5 and 13, so I'm going to be cutting them out, but you are going to customize it to your skirt accordingly. So I went ahead and cut out 2 pieces, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing for my blue, my yellow, and my red to have all colors ready the exact same size. So I'm going to start off with placing the colors how I want the color scheme to go. The first color is going to be yellow, and I set it down in the middle, and I'm pinning it down, and then I'm cutting it according to how I want the stripes to be, and just trim it until you get it exactly how you want it. Then I am simply going to take what I cut out and I'm going to repeat it on all of the strips so they are exactly the same. Now moving on to the gluing portion of the skirt, you have 2 options. You can start off by using your fabric glue. It just works like regular glue, and all you're going to be doing is putting it on the fabric, then putting the felt over. You have to allow it to dry, and then just to be on the safe side to make sure it sticks, then you would get your needle and thread and you would go ahead and sew down all along the lines across, above, and whatnot. This would take a really long time, so I'm just gonna opt to use my hot glue gun. You can also use fabric hot glue, it's a thing. This is a lot easier, and I'm gonna do this because I usually wear my costumes once, but if you definitely wanna wash your costume, then I recommend taking your time and using the fabric glue and sewing it and whatnot. So as you can see here, I am carefully going to make sure that all of the edges are nice and secure, the bottom as well. Then I'm going to trim whatever excess I have. And I did this on all of the stripes in the front and in the back, and this is what I have so far. Now for the fun part, we are going to add our blue ribbon. And you want to begin by taking a measurement across and doubling that, then leaving a little bit extra all the way down. Cut out your ribbon. and then you are going to be folding it in half and finding your midpoint, and you want to do this so then your midpoint goes exactly in the middle of the skirt, so it makes it completely even. And again, grab your hot glue gun and simply start off by gluing the edge onto the edge of the skirt and then securing the inside, and you are going to secure the ribbon on both sides all the way around, but you are going to be stopping at the edges. We are only going to be hot gluing the ribbon to the front of the skirt, not the back. In this case, because there's elastic, and if you do it, you won't have any, you won't be able to put it on and off, so you definitely want to leave it just like so. And that's it for our skirt. Now moving on to the top portion of our costume. As you can see, I found this really cool bustier top at the thrift store. So you're going to be needing your elastic to measure across. That way you get a sense of how round the front part is going to be. And I'm going to be measuring across and creating a circle of that, mimicking on a piece of cardboard, cutting that out. Then I'm going to create a pie, which is going to give me 6 pieces like you see here. And this is going to be my template for the pieces that are going to be going to the front. I'm simply going to put top on there, and I am going to trace my circle on all of my fabrics and create the little arrows. So you see I've created these little templates here. Then simply cut it out, and again I created the same thing on my white fabric, on my blue fabric, and you want to do it on yellow as well. I just forgot it to incorporate on this part. So then we are going to cut out all of our little pie pieces and leave them out like so, and I have them all ready to go. And as you can see, this is what the front of the costume piece, so it's a beach ball basically. So I'm going to take some white, then I'm going to take some red, and you want to be rotating the colors. So as you can see, since I already have my pie pieces all cut out, just make sure they fit in there. And you are going to be creating your template. And once you have your template, take your hot glue gun and very carefully start to glue them down. Now as you can see, I left a good amount of fabric left on all the way around. I didn't cut it exactly where the circle ended. I did this on purpose to allow some room for mistakes. So once you have all of your pieces glued down and secure, then you are going to be gluing the edges, making sure that everything is right on there, nice and secure. And once I have that, make sure you check the bottom as well. Then carefully take your scissors and cut out whatever excess fabric you have. Be very, very careful with the inside part. Do it kind of slowly, so then that way you don't end up cutting more fabric than you need to. Now once both of your front beach balls are done like so, I went ahead and I took some red and I cut out a square, and this is going to allow me to kind of create a layer over the white that I already have. And I'm going to glue it all the way down, all the way midpoint to where the blue is. It's not going to go all the way across, so it's going to be a nice midpoint. So go ahead and hot glue your fabric down. Make sure your edges are glued down, and once you have that, simply cut out whatever excess fabric you have, and you'll end up with something like this, and this mimics the costume that she wore. Then go ahead and repeat this on the exact same side with the yellow. And now that your yellow is done, we're going to go ahead and add some more blue ribbon. This is going to go on the side edges of where the armpit kind of goes. And you're going to leave enough ribbon to go around. And so you want to do it on one side and then cut out a good amount of ribbon, glue it down. And you're going to be repeating the exact same thing. So you're basically going to be creating a halter top look with your blue ribbon. And now for the fun part, the rhinestones. Go ahead and choose the size of rhinestones you want, but basically you can customize it, bedazzle it any way you want. In her particular costume for the Super Bowl, she had the little rhinestones all going throughout from the middle out of the beach ball parts, but you can opt to do it any way you want. As you can see, this is what I ended up doing, so just hot glue everything down. I added some bling to the front, and that pretty much does it for our top costume piece. And last but not least, our cute little left sharky friends. So I went ahead and I printed out these cool images I found online. I'll go ahead and I'll have a copy on my blog for you so you can print that out as well. I basically printed it on cardstock, which is a thicker white paper, and I just hot glued them onto craft sticks, and you're all done with your really cute props. So that's it for the tutorial. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or confused about anything that I talked about, be sure to leave it in the comments below. And I have tutorials coming out up till Halloween, so you guys will get a variety of some cool new content. You can decide which costume will fit you best. And I will definitely be sharing some of the costumes I create for myself personally. I am planning on going to 2 or 3 Halloween parties this year. So I always tell myself I have to make different costumes for that because I can't rewear a costume ever. That's like my thing. I don't know. I'm crazy. I just really want an excuse to make more stuff. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did. And you can follow me on Instagram. It's @FancyMade. You can check out past Halloween tutorials from 2 years ago, last year. All of that is on fancymade.com. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And hopefully you guys are doing well on your end. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will be seeing you very soon.